Hello everyone, I'm Sheldon Baker, host of Healthy Bites, brought to you by Innovision Professional Media. My guest today is Dr. Nayan Patel. He is the founder and CEO of Oral Wellness and Oral Skincare. He is a globally recognized pharmacist, educator, and leading authority on glutathione. Possessing more than 30 years of experience, he has built a reputation as a trusted expert in advanced biochemistry, cellular health, longevity science, and skin health. A graduate of the University of Southern California School of Pharmacy, where he currently serves as adjunct faculty, Dr. Patel has dedicated his career to educating healthcare professionals around the world on the critical role antioxidants play in optimizing health, supporting healthy skin, and slowing the aging process. His work bridges the gap between cutting-edge clinical science and practical, accessible solutions for everyday wellness. Dr. Patel is the author of The Glutathione Revolution, Fight Disease, Slow Aging, and Increase Energy, where he translates complex science into practical strategies for supporting healthy aging, skin health, energy, immune function, and overall wellness. Dr. Patel, I appreciate you being here today on Healthy Bites.
Thank you for having me here.
So you've spent decades studying glutathione and antioxidants. Why do you feel antioxidants are so important for healthy aging and long-term wellness?
Well, I did not know about that part. What I did know is that the human body would not do something, produce a molecule in a body if it was not important. And glutathione being the most abundant molecule produced by a human body, it's next after oxygen and water, and we don't produce either one of them. I thought there must be a big role of glutathione in the human body in ultimate performance as well as longevity. And so that was my focus on why I chose to work on glutathione. Plus, other thing is that 140 years we discovered glutathione, nobody's actually figured out how to get this tripeptide into a system that can be more efficiently absorbed or utilized to the maximum capacity. And so I dedicate my whole life to just work on this one molecule. If I can figure this one thing out, there's a fighting chance that I can slow the oxidative stress process down, because today the number one cause of death in the world, all of them has linked to oxidative stress as a starting point. So we can talk about heart disease, we can talk about cancers, we can talk about infections, whatever. The starting point has to be is oxidative stress. So if I can figure that portion out, there's a fighting chance for us to live a little bit longer than what we normally do.
What do you feel are the essential building blocks of a healthy wellness routine, and where should people start if they want to improve their overall health?
I wish it was just one thing, because there was a term called singularity. That means a single molecule can basically extend your life in perpetuity. And I don't think that exists in humans at this point. That what that means is that, okay, if you're hoping that there's going to be one drug available to help us live longer, I think we might be way off on that one. So understanding all the things that we can do for human longevity is what I want to preface. And being that, I mean, the simple stuff like your body needs to recover, and you only recover when you sleep at nighttime. How many people do not sleep properly at nighttime? Second thing, a building block is oxygen. Without oxygen, there is no energy. There's no energy. There is no detoxification. So breathing, having proper breathing techniques. And I know we all breathe, but most of people do not know how to breathe correctly. So having these breathing techniques where we have deep breaths and deep inhales and things like that to make sure that we can breathe properly is another thing. Most people are shallow breathers. Second thing is resilience is developed by stressing your body to a microscopic level. So exercise plans, walking, jogging, doing daily routines. Now people have done all kinds of therapies, from red lights to cold plunges to saunas to swimmings to all kinds of modalities. All those things in a microscopic way is actually getting your building more resilient. So everything adds up. And at the end, of course, the nutrition. Now, this is the biggest controversy out there, because we can only talk about nutrition from the past, what we have learned from the past. And people may tell you that, okay, eating whole food diets is probably the best one. If your carnivore diet is probably the best one. Having low processed or no processed food is probably the best option for us. But in reality, everything is to me means that, hey, what works for you? If it works for you, please do that. I know the processed food may not be the right option for anybody that's out there, but even whole foods, carnivore diet, meats only diet, you got to work with your body and see what your body is telling you. You got to be in tune with what you do. And so that's where I laid all the foundations for us before even going into supplementation like glutathione can ever be.
You know, it seems like since COVID, people are more in tune with dietary supplements, but there are so many supplements on the market. Which ones are actually worth considering, and how can consumers choose wisely as far as what they take?
So I cannot tell people what to do. I can only tell them what I do because the thing is, if I tell them what to do, is I'm biased and I'm opinionated. So I'll tell you my regimen because that way I can people can follow either me or look at my how I reduce down to this vitamin choices. So I was at 14 years ago, 13 years ago, I'm sorry, I was on 30 to 40 vitamins per day. Today I'm down to maybe two. And one of them is glutathione, what I take has been a profound impact on my life. The second one I take is magnesium, and I chose magnesium because I I don't ground myself. There's no discharge of electrons out of my body. Magnesium seems to be helping me a lot with muscle relaxations and discharging some of the electrical charges I picked up during the daytime. Grounding is what I don't do. Now, to get to this point, I had to completely change my diet to the point where I I reduced to zero almost all sugar intakes, alcohol intakes, processed foods as much as possible for a long periods of time. Now today I eat once in a while. I eat some sugars and have some desserts once in a while. I have some processed foods once in a while, but not on a daily basis whatsoever. I still don't drink any alcohol whatsoever. And because of those choices I've made, I've reduced my vitamin consumptions down to zero. Now you can pick and choose. Hey, I am not going to have all the essential oils or essential fatty acids into my diet. And if you choose to have some fish oils or vitamin E capsules, or of course, the mixed tocopherols vitamin E capsules, go ahead and do that part. If I don't have a huge fiber intake and I want to take some probiotics to help increase the bacteria, the good colonize and good core bacteria, then probiotics might be a good option. If I don't exercise my muscles to and have a micro breaking of all my bones so that it can get bones get stronger, then yes, take some calcium with some vitamin D and so on and so forth. And so I choose to bring all the nutrients into my body through diet than through pills. But you can compensate for a little bit, not a whole lot, a little bit for not the perfect diet with some vitamin supplementation. And so I want people to look at very closely what they eat with the intentions, eat with the purpose that hey, I'm nourishing this body. I'm not just satisfying my dopamine hits that I get from eating good foods. I'm actually nourishing my body. If you eat with intentions, I believe that you can reduce your vitamin supplementations to down to bare minimum.
And you have a background in skincare, and many people think of skincare purely as cosmetic. How does skin health fit into the overall health and wellness of a person, and why should it be our part of a daily routine?
So, oh my God, this is amazing because skin is the largest organ we have in the body, and is the one that is exposed to the environment the most, right? So we have to properly address skin health because it shows all the signs of aging. It actually tells you what's happening inside your body. So to me, if I have a good skin, if I have a good skin health routine for myself, I know I'm also nourishing all my other organs inside my body. So yes, skin care traditionally or legally can only be cosmetics. That means it appears to make things better, but you cannot make any structural functional claim whatsoever, because if you try to do that part, FDA is telling us that, hey, those are only reserved for drug products, not for cosmetic products. So for me, skin health is very important. Skin care is very important. And skin, by the way, get nourished from inside, from within. So having proper hydration, water, is the most important part, right? We think about water as, oh yeah, it's just a building block, but no, water is the most essential nutrient we need to hydrate all your skin cells. So, and you cannot take water from outside. Like you cannot just take a shower and get your water intake. You have to drink it because it has to come from inside. Anything that's outside, actually it's going to because of the osmolarity gradient, is going to evaporate some of your waters from inside your body. So it's dehydrating. So for skin health, yeah, hydration is the most important thing. And the second part is the nutrients. Now, some of the nutrients, it takes a while to get to the skin, because it has to go from the main arteries to the small capillaries, eventually get to the skin, because the skin has all the small capillaries going, nutrients are provided through those things. So having something in a skincare that can nourish that is important. So that's why I worked on, my goal was not to go into skincare whatsoever, but when I have the technology that I can deliver some of the nutrients to the skin cells, hey, I can provide the basic nutrients to the skin cells. If I can do that part, they'll be just like an adjunct to what you already do consume orally. So I started using carnosine, bipeptides, tripeptides like carnosines and GHK and glutathione and CoQ10, things like that. If I can provide the basic nutrients for your skin cells to stay healthy, that was my whole focus on skin care. But absolutely right, skin care needs to be both inside out.
Very good. If someone could commit to just a few daily habits to improve their long-term health, which practices would you recommend and why?
So for me, again, as I said, this is what I do, and it has made a profound impact, not just in my personal health, my family's health, but all the patients that I consult to all the time. And those things is number one. I don't drink anything besides water. I try not to drink anything besides water. Now, I do have a coffee, a little bit of coffee every day, but this little bit of coffee, I dilute it down with almost 25 ounces of hot water. So it's a very diluted, like a coffee flavored water, so to speak, is what I drink, right? So that's one thing. Hydration is number one thing. Second thing is meditation. The brain consumes so much oxygen, and it requires you to literally calm your brain down. So I practice something called, it is meditation, but what I do is I practice meditation with gratitudes. And that is, I'm so grateful for waking up every single day to fill my purpose in life. I'm so grateful that I'm here talking to you today, that getting this message across to millions, if not billions of people that's out there. So practicing gratitude, because you can only feel good if you feel good about yourself first, right? So hydration, practicing gratitudes, and I never ever skip on my sleep time. So I go to sleep very early, and I probably get good 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single day. I have measured my sleep patterns over 30 to 40 days, and my worst sleep score was 90. That was my worst day of the whole 30 days in a row. And so I know my sleep is pretty good. I try to maintain those sleep patterns. Those are the basic things, right? Besides that, of course, I also take care of my diet. I try to eat only real foods as much as possible. And then I have kids, and everybody has kids and family and then friends to hang out with. So I will probably go off the rails a little bit, but nothing crazy, right? Maybe I'll have one or two things off the rails, but everything else, I still maintain my core diet on a daily basis. So,
Hey, I have to ask before we go. So you eat healthy, no alcohol, very little coffee. What do you do for fun?
you know what? People always say, right? Oh, I don't exercise because it's too painful. I said, you don't pay the price for exercise. You pay the price for not having good health. You enjoy the good health, right?
Right.
So I have learned to enjoy my body. I have fun when I can move my body. I have fun when I can go out on a walk and come back home with zero pain. And so that's what I try to enjoy my body. I try to enjoy my environment, and I try to look for small pleasure in everyday's life. And the number of pleasure increases once you start noticing things. I can notice the slight change in the smell in my backyard. I can hear the birds chirping every morning, and I just sit out for about 5 minutes and just hear the hummingbirds coming to my hibiscus plants and just sitting there and just taking the nectar out of it. I enjoy those little things. I enjoy the sunrise every morning. I'm always on my deck watching the sunrise every morning. This is what fun is to me, right? Enjoying the nature because the earth is so beautiful. There's nothing, you don't need to enjoy anything more than just what's already in front of our eyes.
Dr. Patel, thank you for sharing your health regimen and health tips and for joining me today on Healthy Bites.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this moment with you. Thank you.
And thanks to all of you for watching Healthy Bites.